Hi, everyone. It's Tracy here. Today, I'm really excited to get some time to talk to you about a couple different instructional technology items. The first thing we're going to take a look at is assistive technology in Red Deer Public Schools. Before we dive in, though, let's look at why teachers and students of all ages and abilities should be aware of and comfortable with using different forms of assistive technology. As teachers, it can be really challenging when on the fly in the middle of class, we don't know how to support a student using assistive technology. The more they have exposure to it, the easier it is going to be for them. Assistive technology, as you can see, is a real game changer for many students, and the more we promote it as a universal support, the more ease students are going to have with supporting each other in its use and feeling comfortable to use it in any situation. Today, we're going to look at comparing the three big main assistive technology supports that are available for our students. Now, unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to assistive tech. Read Write for Google, Kami, and Chromebook accessibility tools all have their advantages, and they have some disadvantages. So the best advice I can give you is to make sure that your students are aware of these supports and that they're available to them and that they know that it's okay to use them. I would like you to try the tools yourself as well if you haven't. So with this, let's take a look at Read Write for Google Chrome. Read Write for Google Chrome, of course, is one that many of us already have experience with. It's been used in Red Deer Public Schools for many years now. It has extensive tools, including everything from word prediction to dictionaries to highlighters to screen masking, you name it, it does it all. We do have, along with that, a price tag. So we offer 500 premium student accounts, and to have access to these, the account must be requested by an LAT. Now, one drawback of Read Write for Google Chrome is that it does not read PDFs. It does not read in Alberta Ed's Veretta testing platform, and it doesn't read Brightspace quizzes very well because of the way that it reads certain layers of HTML code. Now, it does, however, also offer a free version that's available in the Chrome Web Store. Any student can have the free version, and it just needs to be added on a newer Chromebook first if you are using older devices that have Chrome 103. Also, teachers can apply for their own premium account by scrolling down on, you're going to have this link with the slideshow shared with you. So if you click on this link here, you will be able to scroll down, fill in Red Deer Public Schools as your school district, put in our website there, and submit this, and Text Help, the company who provides Read Write for Google, will give you your own free premium account so that you can try it out, test it, and become really familiar with the tools that are there. If your students are using those free accounts, I should mention here, they will see eventually, after a couple weeks of free limited trials, they will see a reduced toolbar that has many grayed out features, but it will still have hover speech on the internet, the ability to do text to speech. The translate tool from Google is embedded there. However, you can also reach it through a right click on any website, and as well as the ability to practice reading. For a lot of students, this pared down version is actually suffice. It takes away some of the other things that they may not try, such as the prediction tool. So have a chat with your LAT if you're wondering, and just see what will work best in your situation. Now, beyond this, as you know, this year, Kami accounts have been pushed out to all staff and student in Red Deer Public Schools. Now, Kami is an interesting one because we got really familiar with using Kami during the COVID years, and since that time, they have had some major updates. Now, probably the most significant of these are their assistive supports that they offer for students. The slideshow that is being shared with you here has links on how to use the read aloud tool, how to use voice typing within Kami, and it also has an embedded text dictionary tool. So it's not a picture one like you would see in Read Write for Google. The great thing, though, is this works on PDFs. So if you scan a worksheet or something like that, your student could potentially do some voice typing to be able to answer when at other times you may need a scribe. As well, though, they can also use the read aloud feature there to help them to decipher what is on the page. As well, more information on accessing Cami can be found on a document I sent out earlier this year to school news groups, but it's also linked down here on the slideshow. The last type of assistive supports that I wanted to mention to you today are the embedded Chromebook accessibility tools that are embedded right into the Chrome operating system on a Chromebook. These tools are simple and they're easy to use. They're also much better than they were a few years ago. So if you haven't tried them in the last year or two, I highly recommend today you spend some time just giving them a go. They're probably the most consistent supports that we can offer for students when it comes to speech to text and text to speech, because they work across all applications and websites on a Chromebook, not just with specific tools or types of files. Like Read Write for Google and Cami, it is possible with them to adjust a student setting for things like voice and speed. And in a few minutes, you'll be able to click through on this support document that is linked here that shows you how to enable both of these features on a Chromebook. Now, while I've tried to make the instructions as clear as possible, the one tricky thing is the workflow may be slightly different depending on the version of Chrome that the Chromebook has. So nonetheless, while the screenshots may occasionally look a little different than what's on some student screens, the more we practice using these tools, the more natural it will become to find what you need to turn them on for both you and your students. So that is it for me talking about assistive technology. Now it is going to be your turn to try the tools. What I'd like you to do is, if there is time at your school, I'd like you to spend 10 to 15 minutes here, particularly with Chromebook accessibility tools, if possible, but giving Read Write for Google, Cami, and Chromebook accessibility tools a quick go. If you're familiar with one and you haven't tried another one, please give it a try. And if you have questions, I know you won't have time to try everything right now, but if you have questions later on, please reach out to me. Let me know. Also in your school, your tech lead might be able to give you a hand as well. And I thank you for taking a look today at some of our assistive technology that we have available for schools. Thanks, everyone.